What's up, everybody? My name is Adam Palmer. This is Daily Nonsense. On today's show, we are going to be talking about two of the biggest shows of the year that had their tickets go on sale. Also, a rumor that Topps is going to start doing Dutch auctions. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're a new viewer, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any future Daily Nonsense content. Let's get into it. I got an email from Topps yesterday or the day before, and it was that Fanatics Fest tickets have gone on sale. And we are pretty far away from Fanatics Fest, I'm going to be honest. So that kind of got me thinking, like, when do national tickets go on sale for next year, for 2026? And that is going to be actually December 1st, which I was sort of surprised that they go on sale so early. But at the same time, it's like, you might as well get these tickets on sale while you can. And I think my big thing here with Fanatics Fest versus the National, Fanatics Fest is going to take place between, I think it's July 16th to the 19th, and then the National is the last week in July into August. I hope that Fanatics here does not look at the National as a threat to their business, because whether we like it or not, there is a business in running these card shows. Same with the Dallas card show, same with the Anaheim card show, same with the Philly card show, same with any of these card shows. I hope that Fanatics doesn't look at the card shows and say that they're taking away business from themselves. Like, these other card shows are taking away business from what Fanatics could do. And I don't know if Fanatics expands into card shows. I mean, they've done Fanatics Fest, which I think is more of just like a marketing arm for all of their sports businesses, because as big as sports cards are for Fanatics, their jersey business, their memorabilia business is probably pretty close, I would say. It's got to be pretty close to their sports card business. They just took over the sports card business for Topps, and now they've gotten, basketball and baseball and all of these sports. Even though Fanatics Fest is like a 2-week span away from the National, I'm hoping that, like, for whatever reason, Fanatics doesn't look at the National as like a threat to their business. I don't think that they would necessarily. I think in a different year as well, this would be more of a concept. I think that would be more prominent, would be more important to talk about, because in a year where the World Cup isn't going on, because the World Cup final is that weekend, and it's at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, not technically New York, but like in the New Jersey, New York area. So there's going to be a lot of people who are there for the World Cup specifically, who are probably going to go to Fanatics Fest, who would not, are probably not people who were going to go to the National. They are only going to go to Fanatics Fest. They had no plans on going to the National. I mean, I am not 100% sure whether I will or will not go to Fanatics Fest this year or next year. I didn't go this year. The National, obviously, I'll be there. Probably, I might even take more time off than I did last year. I think last year I was out there Monday to Sunday, which it literally went by in like a split second. It was actually so crazy how quickly that week went by. I mean, just creating so many videos. It was a ton of fun for me. From what I heard, a lot of people had a great time there. So currently, you can buy your Fanatics Fest tickets. The National tickets are going to go on sale December 1st, which apparently that's Cyber Monday, which I guess Thanksgiving is later on in the year this year, so that Monday after Thanksgiving is December 1st. Time is just absolutely flying. But yeah, you can buy those tickets, and again, in a year where the World Cup final is not happening, I think this conversation probably is a little bit more important, because there is going to be more of the sports card crowd that is going to either have to pick between the two. I think you're with Fanatics Fest, you are going to see many more people who are there for the World Cup. They're going to be ones hopefully going to Fanatics Fest, and to grow the amount of people that are going there. Because I think Fanatics Fest is very cool, but I think from a sports card perspective, it's not as big a deal, I think, as the National is. One update here from yesterday's episode. I was talking to someone in the comments of yesterday's episode, and apparently I misrepresented what the Bowman red logo concept was, and apparently you can't get the MVP or Cy Young without getting, or the credit for the MVP and Cy Young, you can't get that without the player also winning Rookie of the Year. So you're really looking at like Drake Baldwin or Nick Kurtz. If they win MVP here, that would be really the only way for them to take that step up. It's essentially a step ladder where if they don't get the Rookie of the Year, they can't get the next step. You can't get the next value. So, shout out to that person in the comments for explaining this to me very, very simply and making it make more sense than I explained it yesterday. And now I sort of kind of understand the concept a little bit better. Neo Cards and Comics got some info from someone at Topps that apparently they are going to be very soon starting their own Dutch auction system. And it's going to be called First Print, which, I'll probably sort of a play off of First Off the Line. And, if you are comparing Panini's First Off the Line to Fanatics' First Print, that's what they're going to be calling it. And I think the Dutch auction system, in theory, is good because it allows people to pay what they want. But I think, Neo was talking about this, and I thought he made a good point, where he was saying that breakers are much more likely to spend more money to get this product than like the average person who's just trying to buy a box of cards. And I don't know what products are going to go in there. Like, I don't know if this is going to be different than Topps Sapphire, because this will just add another configuration to whatever Topps is, what if they're doing it for basketball or for baseball. I'm not 100% sure. But it will just add a extra layer sort of a new product potentially. And he was also, Neo, I know I keep talking about him, he was also talking about how he liked Josh Luber's Zero Cool way of doing the Dutch auctions, which when he brought that up, I was like, wow, I completely forgot that like that was something that happened in the industry. Like there was a Bowman Chrome X, which was like a StockX Bowman Chrome Topps collaboration, which I really liked. I thought that was a really cool collaboration. And the way that they did the blind Dutch auction was that you would put in a blind bid essentially, and if your bid was in the range of like the highest and lowest, which I guess that would make sense, but or I forget exactly how it worked other than like you would put in a blind bid. And maybe there was only a certain amount of blind bids that could be put in, similar to like there's only a certain amount of boxes, and they would essentially take the range of what the bids were, and then they would I think it was the middle price, I'm pretty sure, is what people would end up paying for it. And I think that's a pretty good idea. I just think that like there has to be a way to get cards into collectors' hands a little bit easier. And I don't know if this is like something where Topps does, and I know that they do like a Montgomery Club, and actually I wonder if they do that anymore. I'm not 100% sure. I know that they were doing that. And then there's the EQL, which I just think that I think getting cards into collectors' hands actually should be one of Topps's top priorities. And I know that it's probably easier just to sell cards to card shops and breakers, because then ultimately they're the ones selling the product and it kind of helps their business, and then you get cards there that way. I think the thing is Topps getting cards into collectors' hands at the correct price is what I think Topps needs to focus on in the next few years. And I talked about this previously earlier this week. So again, I don't know if Topps is listening to any of these shows. I don't think they are, but that was one of the things that I talked about was like these cards, I want collectors to be able to get them, and like doing the Dutch auctions or doing the regular sales of these cards. There's people that are going to buy and bots that are buying. So it's like, I don't know if it's a membership, another different type of membership program, or if it's like some sort of rewards program for collectors or something where it's like they can figure out how to get people that want these cards at like an easier way. I don't know. It just, to me, it seems like there's so much of a workaround here, and it just seems like there has to be some sort of workaround here to figure out how to get cards to collectors at like a reasonable price. Because I don't think like when the Topps, with Topps Chrome Hobby or Topps Update, like any of these products, when Topps sells them for $199, I think that was what the Topps Chrome pre-sale was. When immediately those go to $200, $300, $400 for a hobby box, that's just not a realistic option for a lot of people to buy cards, unfortunately. So I don't know if it's this Dutch auction. Maybe this is the way. Maybe they can test out a bunch of different ways, because if I'm thinking about this, there has to be someone at Topps that's also thinking about it. So I'm hoping that they can, over the next few years, can help the hobby, help the collectors in the hobby get the cards, but also expand it so there are more collectors and more people to sell cards to. But I also think that the collectors in the hobby are really what are, I don't know, driving a lot of like the important stuff that's going on in the industry. That's all we've got for the show today. Make sure you leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about today's topics. Also, come back here to the Sports Cards Nonsense YouTube channel for more daily nonsense. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.